Hi, this is Diane from Bolan-Beaty Boogie, and I've noticed that for the past couple of weeks, Marc and Spirit have been talking or focusing on ways that they can help us create more abundance in our lives, happier lives for ourselves. They tell me, they are looking at the energy on the planet and seeing what we are asking them. So it must be important for all of us right now to receive this type of information from them, and they are very excited to share it. What they present the information or ways of looking at how we live our lives or how we would like to live our lives, and then they leave it up to us, obviously. But Marc does talk about that a bit in this episode. He also talks about past lives and even future lives. So hope you enjoy the show. Yeah. Hello. Hello, everyone. This is Marc. No, I came through okay. What? Oh, yeah. Well, we're always working on new methods of doing things. Diane's working on a different trans-channeling place to be in. So it's not affecting me too much, but it's changing her energy around. And okay, I'm going to loosen up this body a bit. Yeah. Diane holds tension in her shoulders and her neck. So sometimes when I get in, I need to loosen up the body in order for my energy to work better, or at optimum. Okay. So hello, everybody again. My name is Marc. You may have known me as Marc Bolan when I was in the physical life. Yeah, I was a rock star. Well, it's one of those things where when you're looking back on past physical lives, okay, if you're in spirit, how often do you do that? Okay, well, it all depends, of course, it all depends. But how much does your past lives, physical lives, affect who you are in spirit? And that may not be important to any of you now because you are focused on a physical body right now, world, life. Okay, well, for me, my past life as Marc Bolan is very important to what I'm doing here now, because I can call upon that, and many of you are aware of who I was as Marc, my music, so you have a connection with me in that sense, right? So yeah, or you could picture me, or you could listen to my music, and yeah, so you could say, okay, well, yeah, I know that dude, right? I know that dude. Okay. So I am using Marc quite a lot in the work that Diane and I are doing because of that connection. Okay. In general, if you're in spirit, it's not. You're more focused on the current life that you're leading. Okay. And I know. No, I can. I am transferring my my core center, so to speak, kind of in another physical. Yeah. Well, this physical body right now, right. Well, not my core. Okay, but so I can more put myself in your shoes, so to speak. Okay, because I am no longer physical, but I do, of course, remember what that's like. So, yeah. Well, many of you, okay, are looking back on past lives, even though you may not be aware of it. Okay, many of you are aware of it. Many of you have gotten readings. Okay, psychic readings, whatever you want to call them. Right. And maybe somebody has told you about a past life, or of course everyone has these type of. It could be what they call deja vu moment, right? Yeah, I've got my studio friends here who chat with me while I'm doing this, okay? So if you hear me or if you see me talking to somebody else, that's why. I'm not here alone. No. Okay, so let's look into some past life information, okay? Because I think that many of you might be interested in this, okay? So, okay, in spirit, as I was saying, how often do we check into a past life? Well, you know, sometimes we use it a lot if we want to plan another life. Okay, another physical life. It could be another non-physical life, whatever. Okay, so you would delve into a past life that you had led, probably pretty thoroughly, and maybe a couple, yeah, and maybe all of them, maybe only a couple of them, just depending on what you want to create going forward. Okay, because you could say, well, you know, I had a problem with addiction in that life that I led in 1890. Okay, in Europe somewhere, right? And I didn't quite, I didn't quite overcome that for myself. And so the next life, okay, do I want to try to change that? Do I want to create a new part of myself? Do I want to let that part of me go? So you might look into that life, right? So yeah, that would be very important. But me, Marc, well, I am delving into Marc more since I started working with Diane, because, well, no, I check in with people I knew in the physical as Marc. Oh, sure I do. And your family and your people you have loved are doing that for you too. Okay, whether or not you realize it or not, they are checking in on you because they want to look after you, and they want to. Now, of course, there's only so much they can do. They can send their love and they can look after you, but they are not necessarily your guides. Okay, they could be, but they're not necessarily your guides, and they don't know your plan for this life. Okay, they might assume or they might think, but there are, I would say, boundaries. You could call them boundaries. Somebody who's in spirit, like I said, they can send you love, they can send you healing energy, whatever you have agreed with. But there are certain boundaries, if they aren't your guides, there are certain boundaries that they probably will not cross. And I do the same with Diane. Okay, well, I am her guide, but she has specific guides for certain things, and she will work with them. And I have an agreement, and most spirits will. Okay, they're not going to necessarily share any future events or any future things that might happen to you, because that could affect how you make a decision about your life. Yeah, yep. So, but it all depends. I mean, you might want to look in, get a reading, and might want to look into some future thing. But you have to, if you do that, okay, I'm just saying here and now, if you do that, there are going to be multiple options. So somebody could say something to you like, well, I see you doing this, okay, and that might be just one option, okay? So don't limit yourself to that. If you want to ask for that type of information and somebody gives you an answer, do not limit yourself to that. Do not say, okay, well, that's the only thing that's going to happen to me now because somebody's told me that's going to happen to me. No, because that is going to filter out other possibilities for you. So I am very, 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 very careful of what I share with Diane, even though I can see possible outcomes, right? And everyone can see possible outcomes for energy, right? If you want to look into it, and you have the ability to do that. And many of you may get a hint of something that's yet to come, and it happens, or something that happened in the past and you're not quite sure how that fits in with your current life, or you may get a reaction to somebody you meet. Everyone's heard of this type of thing, right? Everyone's heard of this type of thing, and you've all experienced it. Or or music. Music is very good. A song may come on the radio when you're thinking of somebody who's passed over. Yeah. Oh, I play T-Rex for Diane as much as I can. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I just did something where, what playlist? Playlist, yeah, she has playlists on her phone. And I put in one of my songs that wasn't even on the playlist. And, that was fun. And she knew I did it. And Spirit does have the ability to do things like that. And it's fun. And it was in relation to something else that was happening. And so, we will do that in order to just say hello to you. So, and that's, yeah. So, yeah, and well, you can. Like, let's say this happens to you, and somebody in spirit puts on a song that meant a lot to both of you, right? And you could say, well, and it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter whether or not you believe they sent it or not. No. But you could have thought of them for that 5 minutes or 3 minutes. I guess 3 minutes. If it's a pop song, right? 3 minutes. Yeah. So it's they don't care. They don't care. They don't care. They've sent it to you, and you can, yeah. But, you know, think about it, maybe. Think about it, that maybe that is a direct connection to that spirit. And then you can build upon that relationship if you just acknowledge that maybe that they sent that to you. Right. So it's important. So if you want to look at it, okay, so let's look at this maybe in some type of, not tangible, it's all tangible, but maybe a visual form, okay? A visual form. So let's say you're in the center, you're standing in the center of a room, and you can see some energy floating around you in a circle, okay? And there might be look like little planets or whatever, or energy bubbles or something like that, okay? So yeah, around you, and you're kind of, you're in the middle of it. Well, you could have past lives, you could have your spirit life going around you, you could have the universe energy going around you. So it's all interconnected, okay? It's all interconnected. Your spirit, family and friends are connected with the physical world, okay? Diane and I talked about this last night too, how the spirit world is connected with the physical world. We're all connected, okay? Yep. And it's very, you might say, oh yeah, I've heard that before. No, it's very, 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 very important, okay? This is very important, that we are connected, that things are happening in spirit and things are happening in the physical, and they're mixing, okay? So it's not like spirit somewhere else. It's at of course, it's at a higher frequency, but it's all interacting with each other, okay? The physical world, the spiritual world, space, whatever you want to call it, okay? And so it's really, really, really important to remember that, okay? What? Yeah, I'm getting back on the past lives. Yeah, okay. Okay, so how important are past lives to you, the current life now? Okay, well, it all depends on you. It all depends on you. Okay, now, I would say the majority of you, let's say, are working on maybe, I would say 3, okay? And about 3 past lives that you want to either enhance or because you're here to create, okay? You're here to create. And when you want to do, another physical life or a life, okay? No, you don't have to. You don't have to. You could say, okay, well, I'm happy with all the past lives I've ever lived. I don't see anything that I want to change about them, or anything I need to overcome, or anything that, And it's not like overcoming for good or bad. It's more like, well, if you think about it, maybe like a little challenge for yourself, okay? And so you could say, no, I don't care. I'm fine. I'm just going to start, blank slate. Right. Okay, so you could say that. Most of you, I would say, have 1, 2, 3. If you want to get really complex or complicated, not complicated, but you challenged, okay, you could do more. But your guides and the beings who work with you planning, you've planned this life, okay? That might be another thing. We could talk about that maybe a little bit, just how much you put into planning this life, and all the beings, spirits, energies that helped you, okay? So it's very complex. Okay, well, not complex. I would say not complicated. No. Well, it is very complex if you want to think about it like that. There's a lot that goes into planning a physical life, okay, whether you realize it or not. You've done a lot of planning in order to do this. You've waited to do this, okay? I know there's no time, but if you think about it, you've anticipated this, you've worked at it, you've had plans, you've made plans to have this life you're having now. And it means a great deal to you, okay? It does mean a great deal to you. So, so take advantage of that, okay? Take advantage of that. And really devote yourself to yourself, really, right. Okay, so getting back to past lives. Let's say you've got 3 past lives that you want to work on. And like I said, they are helping you, okay? You're delving into who you were in a previous life. And it could be an animal life. Yep. It could be a non-physical life that you had, okay? It doesn't have to be physical. No. Okay, so let's, you want to go back to that one? No, we already did the one where the addiction, right? Well, maybe I brought that up because as Marc, Yeah. I knew a lot of people. You know, I had my issues. Let's just say that, okay? I had my issues that pertain to, yeah. Let's just say, yeah. I had my ups and downs. Okay, I had my ups and downs, but you know, I'm thinking more of some of my colleagues and friends who had addictions who didn't make it. Okay, who didn't make it. Okay, and I meet with them now. I meet with them now, and some of them are okay with that. They're like, okay, well, you know, that's what happened. Rock star lifestyle, kind of blew. Yeah, some think they really blew it. Some think, yeah, you know, that's what I came to experience, and really over the top rock star lifestyle. And I did, and now I'm back with who I am now, and I'm fine, right? So it all depends. It all depends. No right or wrong. No right or wrong, okay? But let's say, yeah, so maybe that, yeah, I brought that up because I have had a lot of experience as Marc dealing with some friends of mine, right? And, yeah, so, and there are other things. Let's say you were a soldier or a warrior or a king, or somebody who maybe, yeah, that's a good one, who allowed mass deaths or something. You know, let's not get too, but yeah, well, that would be something that maybe you would want to kind of, okay, why did I do that? Why did I do that for power? Did I do that because I thought I was given a godly right? Or some, you know, yeah. Well, they believe that. They believe that, for their convenience or whatever, right? So let's say you're dealing with a life like that. And okay, how could you? Maybe you're still dealing with aspects of, not dealing, but maybe you're looking at aspects of that in this current life now. Yeah, does that sound familiar? Okay, and then so you know, yeah, that's it. Some of you may know. Okay, like let's say there's some, I wouldn't call it nagging necessarily, but in the back of your mind type of ideas about, or when you hear something, when you hear somebody else described or something that happened to somebody else, it sounds familiar, yet not in this lifetime. You know, so these type of things. So this could be ways of you tapping into a past life that you want to. Okay, let's say you were the king or the soldier. Okay, and okay, you get back to spirit and you say, "Gosh, you know, I could have made different choices there. I think, you know, I didn't. I knew when I took that job or took that. Yeah, maybe you knew that you went down there as like a warrior king of some sort." And you knew that was going to happen, or a good possibility that was going to happen. And instead of maybe trying to make a peaceful solution to things, you went along with the times at hand and you said, well, the only way for me to stay in power is to get rid of my enemies, right? Right. And then you get back to spirit and you're like, you know, I could have made other choices to that, okay? So then you say, okay, well, okay, so maybe you, obviously there are people who are still like this, but let's say you want to be a little more, not so strongly in that sense, or, sorry, no, wrong. Yeah, not to be so extreme, okay, so extreme. Okay, so let's say you come down in this physical life and you decide you want to have, an occupation, maybe like a CEO of a company, okay? And you have a lot of people working for you, okay? Now, okay, this could be another way that you could look at, maybe, you could call them a tendency, a personal trait, or a tendency, not trait necessarily, but maybe a tendency that you have, that you would like to diminish or overcome, okay? And everyone's got this, okay? And it could be that in spirit it's not so apparent. But when you get down to a physical world, it kind of crops up. So you're giving yourself another opportunity to be able to work with others and have them working for you or with you and showing respect and, for who they are, right? And to understand that even though people are working for you, that they have their own creative minds, they have their own opinions, And yeah, obviously, it trickles down sometimes. It trickles down, and everyone understands that. But okay, you're giving yourself another chance to deal with authority, or I wouldn't really say power, but yeah, being the head of a company. Okay, so now you're giving yourself another chance. Okay, and let's say it's a big company, right, or something like that, right. So okay, so you're giving yourself another chance. How are you going to handle it? How are you going to handle it, right? And yeah, look at. Well, are you okay? Are you okay with maybe you do know you have certain tendencies? Okay, maybe it is an addiction. Maybe it is a power thing. Maybe it is feeling not powerful enough. Right. Maybe it's the complete opposite. Maybe you come down, or maybe you were such a person before that held power to an extreme, and then you want to see what it would be like to feel the exact opposite, right? So you come down into let's just use Earth physical life as an example. You come down and you say, well, I found that life to be too much, so I'm going to do the complete opposite. I'm going to have a physical life where I feel I have no power. Everyone can just tell me what to do, and I'm going to see what that feels like. Right. But okay, now you could try it. How does that feel? How does that feel? You can come down here and say, okay, I'm going to experience this, but then when you get down to this physical life and you have all this coming around you, all these energies, other energies coming around you, and then you're like, okay, well, I'm fine with it still, but I'm not too happy. Right? Or you could say, well, that just doesn't suit me. That just doesn't suit me. And, as a spirit, what you've planned and what you want to achieve, and you can change it, right? You can change it anytime. So if you look at where you are right now in your life and you think, I can't change anything. No. Yeah, think again, because you can change everything. Absolutely everything, right? Now, yeah, so when we're talking about past lives here, a lot of this is because it's helping you be who you are now. So you are using these past experiences, like I said, to either change who you are or to just see a different perspective of yourself. Okay? So when you tap into these type of past lives, use it to your advantage. That's what you're tapping into them for, right? Right. Oh, yeah, what about future lives? Do you do that? Okay, let's say, not really too much, okay? Not really too much. It's more current time, okay? It's more current time. It's not like you can't, let's say, since there is no time and, your future is happening now, or, your past is happening now. It's not like maybe you are in a future life 100 years from Earth years, right? And you could be looking back at what we're doing right now, right? Or you could use aspects of the life you're having now in that future life, okay? So it's not like, but no, you don't really tap too much into something personal when you're in, not too much. I mean, you can. But there, most people think there's enough to handle right now, right? And so that's usually how it works. Yeah. Anything more about past lives? Do we? No, we don't. We don't need to have anyone come and talk about past lives, do we? No. Okay. So let's talk about something else then. Okay. What? No, not this time, not this week. No. Okay. So as we're talking about things that in your current life, okay, we're talking about no. No. They're suggesting things, and no, it's okay. So we're looking at your current physical life right now. Okay, so you use aspects of past lives. You kind of can tap in to aspects of current lives. Okay, so we're looking for ways, and we talked about this last week. Okay, manifesting, changing energy in your space to make a happier you. Okay, and so I'm going to talk about that just a little bit more. Okay, just a little bit more, because believe it or not, I did get some feedback from you all. Okay, because this is important. Okay, this is really important. And a lot of you may be thinking, oh, you know, I'm here, I'm taking it day by day. I don't want to do any more work on myself, you know. And that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. But, okay, when you're in spirit, okay, and you see people you love leading these physical lives, and you look at them, and no judgment necessarily, but sometimes you're like, oh, you know, you could have just decided to do that, and your options would have been flooding with positivity, with abundance, you know. And so, yeah, well, no, we are very open in spirit. We're very open in spirit. But sometimes it does get, well, yeah. I mean, you want what's best for those you love, and you want to be able to help them. But, you know, our hands are pretty much tied. We can send you healing. We can send you love. But, yeah, sometimes it is a little, isn't it? Yeah, it is a little bit not difficult. Well, sometimes it is, okay, to see somebody you love. So that's why when I'm talking via Diane's body, okay, as Marc, we just like to send a little reminder, okay, now that I've got a physical body to talk to, okay, to not limit yourself, okay, and that is so important, to not limit yourself and to be open, okay. Diane still dealt with this a lot with her trans-channeling and with her mediumship, okay, to really kind of break down some filters that you might have and really be open to experiencing things in different ways. And nothing is set in stone, no matter what somebody else tells you, okay, nothing is set in stone. You have the power to change whatever you are doing. Your future is in literally your hands, okay, if you will allow it if you will hold on to that power for yourself, okay, and not let others invade that space. That's a very, very, very precious space for you, okay? And if you want to let somebody in, make sure it's somebody you want to let in, right? If their energy or their thoughts or something. Well, you know, neutral zones are very good things to have, okay? Let's talk about that, okay? When Diane gets into her trans-channeling space, it is very important for her to stay as much as she can in a neutral zone, okay? So if you want to think of a neutral zone for yourself, usually if you meditate, you're doing this, right? So you can think of like the center of your body, okay? That is pretty much your neutral zone. So if you focus, in your third eye area, your chakra, and then see like a line going down your body, that's pretty much your neutral zone, right? And you can ground that zone too, right? To the earth, to the center of the earth. That's a good thing to do, right? So if you want to just take some time and stay in that neutral zone, and it's very interesting, okay, when Diane gets into her neutral zone, she notices that, okay, the things that were bothering her that day, or things that she thought she needed to do right away, or things that she should have done, it all kinds of fades away because your focus has changed. You brought it to an upper chakra and you're in a neutral zone. So even if you're in that neutral zone and you're comfortable there and you stay there for a few minutes, she finds it's hard to even focus on something that was bothering her 10 minutes ago before she got into that space, right? So if things are getting overwhelming or you're not sure what to do, it's always a good thing to just, take some time and focus on this neutral zone for yourself. And that will bring you into equilibrium for that time. And then things that were maybe upsetting you or bothering you will at least calm down for a bit, right? And this is also a very good place in order to make decisions. Well, yeah, because you're giving yourself a more unbiased viewpoint when you're in this neutral space, right? So things may become clearer to you. So that's a good exercise. That's a good exercise. Yep. Okay, so we are going to, on and off probably, we are still going to be talking about ways that spirit, what we can offer you in order to make the life that you're leading happier, healthier, more open. And what's important is to put yourself to make yourself important to yourself, okay? Because Yeah, we've talked about this before. We've talked, and see, yes, that's it, that's it. I'm talking to you as someone who is in spirit, and I see what is happening. And so we want to come down and just, no, it's not advice. No, it's not advice at all. We are sharing what we are seeing. We are sharing what we are seeing. And no, there's no right or wrong again. There's no right or wrong again. But yeah, okay, so what? Yeah. Oh, did I do that as Marc? Neutral place. You know, as Marc, I had a lot going on in my head. Okay, I had a lot going on in my head. Yeah, sometimes I would, as I said before, I would use some other substance in order to kind of zone out. It was easier. It was easier, isn't it? Yeah, it's sometimes easier, but it's not. It's not. It's not. It's going to catch up with you. It's going to catch, and it caught up with me. It caught up with me. Okay, so it's. Yeah, I wish I had as Marc. Okay, I knew a lot about what I'm talking about now. Yeah. And I knew a lot about spirits and the spirit, supernatural, and I knew it was all there. Okay, I knew I could tap into it, right? But it was very hard for me at times to quiet my mind enough in order to do that. So I took maybe another route. Yeah, it was. I could focus. I could focus a lot. It just depended on what I was focusing on, right? If it was my music or my songs, I could focus on that a lot. And that was, well, it wasn't necessary. No, I wouldn't call my music an outlet for me. Well, it was a creative outlet, but it wasn't an escape outlet. Well, not really. Not when I was creating. Not in the sense of I needed, well, not really. It was so important to me. That was my core essence, is creating my music and my poetry, okay? And that built, yeah. So if you think about creating a personality or a being or yourself, that was my building blocks for that. Right. And so, yeah, but I got in a zone. I got in a zone. So use that too, okay? Use that too. Let's say there's something you really, really love to do. Let's say you love to hike, be out in nature, listen to music, whatever, okay? So that's another, you can get into a neutral zone, okay? You can get into a pseudo-neutral zone. But, okay, you're going to have the aspect of maybe you're listening to Dylan, okay? Which I did a lot, okay? Maybe you're listening to Dylan, and yeah, his music puts you into a zone, okay? But when you think about it, you're going to have Dylan in there, okay? You're going to have the music, you're going to have the musicians, you're going to have Dylan, and that might be a very, very comfortable place for you to be, but it's also important to be in this type of zone by yourself, this neutral by yourself zone, okay? So if you can't get into that zone yet, then use music, use creativity, use painting, use something soothing for you, something you feel safe with, something makes you, let's say, it makes your inner core flourish type of activity or right. So it's all important. So, right, you're right. Yeah, I think we're up with time. We're up with time here. Okay, so, I'm just, it's really important for us in spirit to convey these words to you. And so, thank you for letting me share them, okay? And sharing who I am as Marc now and who I was as Marc in the physical, okay? Because like I said, it is all related. Okay, right, time's up. Okay, they were saying time's up, so I got to go and give this body back to Diane. But I thank you for joining us on the Bolan-Beaty Boogie Show, and we will talk to you next week.